Now, as a black man, I've experienced a lot of things growing up, you know, the typical racial profiling stuff, and you know, trying to beat stereotypical allegations when I'm eating chicken or watermelon. Y'all know how I go. But one of the worst things that I experienced personally, especially growing up, was being dark-skinned. Now, I know that was abrupt. Pump your brakes, let me explain. For all the newcomers, before you were here years ago, before dark skin started getting glorified on IG, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Not that long ago, in the early 2000s, we were your neighborhood friendly African booty scratchers. I'm being completely honest, being dark skinned wasn't always the coolest thing to be. Being dark skinned was a federal crime back in my day. When I was coming up in school, being dark skinned might as well have been the 8th deadly sin. I'm telling you, you walk in the classroom on the first day of school and you just catch a whole group of eyes at you like this. Plug. And what are you gonna do about it? Absolutely nothing. I can't help this the way I came out. I'm a little dark chocolate. Deal with it. I promise you, I'm not gonna bite you. Stop looking at me like I got foam falling out of my mouth. So I know that's shocking to a lot of you, but at one point we won't always put on a pedestal. We were viewed as low class and unbearable and bottom of the barrel, to say the least. I'm telling you, the type of stares I got coming up and the type of jokes I had to endure coming up, most people thought I was from one of the worst parts of a third world country and I barely had water. They might have thought I actually rinse myself out of a hose pipe or something. I'm telling you, I'm hearing it all, from did you use sunscreen to what tribe you from. Like, imagine what type of weight that bears on a 7-year-old kid. That's crazy. See, today's kids got it easy being dark skinned. Now they all over us, they love us, they glorify us. See, back in my day, being dark-skinned was pure character development, I tell you. Being dark-skinned in my day was the skin complexion version of having the Chris Paul haircut when you little. You know, the haircut that your dad take you to the barbershop to get, where the barber take his clippers and put them on the lowest setting possible and give you the #1 that's on the picture? Yeah, that type of character development. I'm telling y'all, back in my day, being dark-skinned was not for the weak. These days, we got it a lot easier. We're more accepted. So growing up in these times, if you're of a darker complexion, you are blessed, and don't take it lightly, because it wasn't always this way. But you know the worst place to be a dark-skinned African-American male? A Tyler Perry movie. Plug. If you were dark-skinned and you were casted in a Tyler Perry movie, you just became public enemy #1. You better not cough, sneeze, or even blink at a black woman the wrong way in the early 2000s, because you were a threat. You were a direct reminder of what Charles did to Helen, and trust me, my brother, if you have not seen the movie, you do not want to be a Charles. Cause you see, the setup that Mr. Perry gave us was so lethal, and the nasty taste and the stain that he left in black women's mouth after what Charles did to Helen, woo wait. We could not escape the allegations for a long time. Cause you see, the setup went a little something like this, just for those who haven't seen it. And if you are, walk with me down memory lane again. Cause see, in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, which, disclaimer, it was a hood classic, even though it made Charles look like he needed to be sent to Alcatraz. It was still a good movie, I ain't gonna lie. It's in the rotation heavy, especially coming up. I watched it at least once to 5 times a year. My mama had it on DVD. Y'all know how it goes. But the movie starts off so loving, you know. It shows a rich and successful, scratch that, wealthy and successful black marriage just flowing through the ranks of life. You know, they got the house, the cars, the dresses, the jewelry, the fine wining and dining, the dances, the business dinners. The wife is showing off the husband is showing off the wife. They're in front of all the white people and more black people kissing and hugging and dancing, and it's all beautiful and fireworks. All the things that we paint black love to be on the interwebs and stuff. And then out of nowhere, this nigga Charles just turned into an egotistical maniac. And I think one day he just walks into the house, and it was on their anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. Helen chilling, she done put stuff together. She been waiting on Charles all night. He busts through the door, he see Helen standing there, and Helen's looking beautiful. She's all elegant, she got a good dress on, red dress if I might add. She was looking right. And he basically just give her the death stare like, what are you doing here? As if they haven't been living in the same home with each other for who knows how long. And to make a long story short, he basically just ruins the night and tells her to get out.
There's no easy way to say this, but our marriage has run its course. It's over.
What? What are you trying to say?
Now, how crazy is that for a man to do on the anniversary? And now Helen's sitting here all stressed trying to figure out where she went wrong. And the whole time, Charles been cheating on her for a while now. And he just couldn't come up with the right time to tell her to get out. But you waited till the anniversary? What? And not only then is Helen standing there heartbroken, being told that her husband is no longer in love with her, but she gets replaced. And not just replace, but the most stereotypical replacement you can do in a movie. Charles brings home a light-skinned woman. Now, if you know me, personally, I don't discriminate though, dog. As long as you got a little bit of black in you. I do want some black though, you feel me? You can be full-on black, you can be light-skinned, you can be mixed, whatever. I just want a little bit of nigga. But the way Tyler Perry depicted this, oh my God, it just threw light-skinned women and dark-skinned men in just a frenzy. Because you know the stereotype. No, people think that if a dark-skinned man leaves his dark-skinned woman, he go get a white woman or a light-skinned woman. Why you would do that in the movie, I don't know. So that's like strike number 1 and strike number 2 against Charles. Strike number 3, ouch. Lord have mercy, strike number 3. Charles done drug Helen out the house by her heels, getting her red dress dirty, just demeaning her in front of his new girl, disrespecting her, taking all her pride and dragging her to the steps, and then he closed the door on her. What kind of maniac put this movie together? Tyler, do you not know what dark-skinned brothers were going through during this time period, and you drop a film like this? And to make it worse, she didn't even have a car to leave the house. She got picked up by Shamar Moore in a U-Haul. And guess what complexion he is? Light skin. And the worst part about it is that he had the worst Allen Iverson headpiece I've ever seen in my life. Why would you set us up like that, Tyler? I seen Trey Rad's video the other day and he couldn't have put it any better. The dark-skinned man is instituted in these types of movies to give the dark-skinned woman hell for 2+ hours. And then the light-skinned, blue-eyed, blue-collar, happy-go-lucky archangel, Michael, whatever you want to call him, archetype comes to save the dark-skinned woman day. But I say again, mind you, this is in the early 2000s. So guess what happens to Charles? When I tell y'all Helen gets even, she gets even. Her and Medea pull up, sawing his house up. They almost beat the little light-skinned lady up that go with Charles now. Charles in court, he gets shot. Then technically him and Helen still married, so she go to take care of him. She beating him up, eating salad in his face, talking about his girl, Christina.
Christina's gone.
Christina, the girl that he left Helen for, left him. He getting pushed in bathtubs. He choking on bubbles. Like, his life is pure hell at this point. We did not deserve that, Mr. Perry. Everybody want Charles. Everybody want black, bald, and mean with their lip hanging to their kneecaps. Everybody ain't built like that, this dark skin. But you made this movie in a time when dark skins weren't appreciated, and we caught hell behind it. Whew, that was some crazy times, but we survived it and we here now. That's why I feel like I'm bulletproof, because I done went through the fire, I done went through the rain, and I had to put my armor on and keep trucking, thank you, Jesus. So those of y'all that's new to this, that didn't go through what we went through back in the day, I want to thank you. I want a Dark Skin Appreciation Day started in 2026. Let's pick a day, let's get it together, because y'all don't know. Y'all won't dare during the days. You ain't never been an African booty scratcher. You ain't never been a key. You got on TikTok at 14, 15 years old and all the women love you because you're dark skinned. I didn't know what that was like coming up. So, you know, I don't really know where the rant came from, to be honest with you. I think it's because I just been seeing this topic flow around, and honestly, being a dark skinned man, I can relate to it so perfectly, especially in the era that I came up in. Them early 2000s as a dark skinned young man were hell. But we here now, so you know what, let's have some unity. All black people, all shades of colors, yellow, brown skin, red bone, whatever, man. Let's stand together and join ours, man. Like and subscribe if you do, and leave a comment too. I'ma see you in the next one, dog. Honestly though, I don't even think Tyler Perry did most of this on purpose. I think it was just like a coincidence, and when you look back at it, it just happened in a lot of his movies. Maybe, I don't think he did, but if he did, that's crazy work.